Welcome back to another video. My name is Jen. I thought I would use a good example of the conscious versus subconscious mind today from a Fred Dotson book, one of my favorite authors. And it's a very simple analogy for how our brain works and how we create reality based on our internal belief system. So basically, everything outside of you, your reality, you're attracting it. I know that sounds hard to believe for a lot of people because they think that stuff on the outside is just circumstantial and that we have no control over anything outside. But really, it's the other way around if you really start looking into the subconscious mind and your patterning and your belief systems, and you don't feel it's true, or we don't usually feel it's true because we have such ingrained beliefs. So I'll use this analogy here and, a beautiful picture here that I drew. So of the ocean, okay? So the top of the ocean, the top layer, the surface, okay? Where you're like bobbing on your little boat is your conscious mind and your ego. What you can see, feel, hear, what's in front of you, okay? What's already manifest in front of you. But here, underneath, under the sea, you have the subconscious mind. This is the depth of the ocean, and there's different layers to it, right? And it's huge, it's vast. If you think of the ocean, right? And think of the superficial layer, like the top layer of the ocean, okay. But underneath it, think of how much stuff is in there. That's your brain. Consciousness is just the floor of the ocean, which is very stable structure. So this is such a simple analogy of your brain and how everything in your brain is mostly in the depths of the ocean, in this subconscious, okay? If I had a bigger poster board, it would be huge, but this is a piece of paper, so whatever. But if you think about it, right? So therefore, when we make decisions or we try to change ourselves, we're usually doing it from just the ego, the top layer, the conscious mind, because what we can see, right? We're like, well, so what do? We buy self-help books, we watch videos, we do things that are very superficial. But really, if you really want to shift yourself and change, you have to go deeper into the depths of the ocean of your mind. It's the only way. So you're either creating or you're decreating in life. You're either imagining or you're releasing stuff. And a lot of times we want quick fixes. We try going for just the very superficial things. And while they're temporarily can have some sort of effect, we're always going to find ourselves repeating the same patterns. If you think of if you push something, say you're on your little boat, cruising along the ocean, you push something down in the water, but very superficially, right? Say this is the top layer and you push something like to here, it's going to bob right back up, right? It's going to bob right back up. But what we don't understand a lot of times is that a lot of our beliefs, our emotions, our thoughts, it's almost like we dropped an anchor a long time ago. And it has been going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper because we've never pulled it out. So here's another analogy, because I like using analogies because I just like using them. Fishing, right? You're fishing. So you're sitting in your little boat and you're fishing and you throw the line out or however fishing works, right? And you catch a fish. And you're reeling it in. So if you think about it, this is what you have to do sometimes to get to the layers of yourself. You have to throw a line out. You have to start digging, start looking, okay? And sometimes it requires patience, right? You're not going to catch a fish right away most of the time, unless it's like floating up on the surface dead. Sorry, that was bad. But you're waiting and then you get a pull, right? Then you get a hint, then you get a tug. Something is starting to open up for you, starting to release something. So you reel it in, and it comes to the surface, okay? Something that's been very deep inside of you. And it might feel uncomfortable. You're like, what do I do with this fish, okay? I could either release it, I could throw it back, I could eat it, I don't know, I could transform it, do something with it for my own benefit. So this is kind of how we work. There's a lot of law of attraction, reality creation, and a lot of people are coming at it from the very superficial level. I've been there, I've done it. self-help book addict. I wrote a whole book on it, okay? Book link description below. But you really have to dig a little deeper, even if it's through writing, meditating, through going to a hypnotist. You don't have to go to a therapist. I mean, it just requires you asking yourself questions and being open and willing to dig a little deeper into why you're doing things, okay? I always say actions speak louder than words. So if you are trying superficial techniques, you're reading books, you are, I don't know, watching videos, and you're doing things from a very passive way, and nothing is changing, nothing is shifting, you still feel poor, you still feel lonely, you still feel like you have very low self-esteem, you have to look at where is that coming from? Well, it's coming from somewhere in this depth. It's not coming from here. It's probably not even coming from here. It's probably coming from lower down here. So even if you've dug here, the work is not done. You have to keep going and asking yourself questions. And like I said, whether it's through writing, like, okay, why do I feel this way? Where do I think it's stemming from? Is this, a lot of times, the other thing that author Fred Dotson mentioned in a book I'm reading is knowing versus believing. Okay, when we say that, well, I know that I'm fat or something like that. When you just say I am fat, okay, is that a knowing or a belief? So put it in two different ways. Okay, I know that I am fat. I know that the sun will rise tomorrow. Well, transfer that to believe. I believe that I am overweight. I believe that I am fat. I believe that the sun will rise tomorrow. I believe that I am poor. I believe that I am lonely versus I know that I am lonely. See, when we put the stamp on and we say that something is truth, a lot of time it is coming from a belief that we feel it is truth. Because it is a belief, it is a thought, it is an emotion that we are holding on to, that a lot of times we suppress it, okay? And when it starts coming up to the surface, it feels uncomfortable. But it's something that we have to face and surface if we really want to shift ourselves, because we're not going to really know ourselves until we start looking into the depths of our own ocean. So that is just a quick little thing today, just to make you aware. If you're coming at things from a very superficial angle, because a lot of us do. I mean, the media just like markets this stuff, the fitness industry, advertising, quick fix, right? Here's a pill, here's a pill, here's a pill, here's a pill, here's, I don't know, a program or something that's gonna change your whole life. And it changes your life for maybe like a month, and then you go back to old patterns. Well, you're going back to old patterns because there's something in that ocean. So if you just change the superficial level, okay, you're gonna get like a little wave, okay? But if you change something in the depths of the ocean, you're gonna get a massive shift in the entire ocean, in the entire thing, huge wave, okay? Your life, in a good way, It's up to you. It could be in a bad way or a good way. So anyway, that's it for me today. If you like this video, if you want more, please subscribe. I put out new videos every single week. I have a podcast, I have a new book out. All the links are below, and see you in the next one. Peace.